All right, let's get back to Imo State, where Governor Hope Uzodinma, who was returned elected in the just concluded governorship election in the state. He scored about 540,308 votes in that election. And he is at the State Chapel now for a Thanksgiving service with the APC faithful in church. He's speaking there.
The Right Honorable Speaker, Imo State House of Assembly, and his wife, and other members of Imo State House of Assembly with us here this afternoon. Members of the National Assembly, using distinguished Senator Osita Izonaso as a point of contact for other colleagues of his. My Lord, the Chief Judge of Imo State, Right Honorable Teresa Chikeka, Your Excellency, the former Governor of Imo State, Chief Iked Ohakim, the APC Chairman, Imo State Chapter, and his wife, Sir MacDonald Ebere, PhD. His Abia State counterpart and Anambra State counterpart, I welcome all of you to Imo State. The Secretary to the Government of Imo State, Chief Cosmos Iwu, and his wife. The Chief of Staff to Imo State Governor, Barrister Nnamdi Ayehe, and his wife. The Deputy Governor, elect and her spouse, former Minister and Honorable Minister of Science and Technology, Chief Uchennaj, the Minister of State Labor and Productivity, Right Honorable Nkiruka Onyejosa, all service commanders here in the church, the Chairman, Imo State Council of Elders, His Royal Highness Eze Ilomaya, CFR, distinguished leaders, using Chief Tony Chukwu as a point of contact to acknowledge the presence of other leaders in this church. Presidents and members and the executive of all organizations and associations in Imo State, fellow believers of God and members of the church, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, it is tomorrow I have scheduled to address Imo State. But because we have to thank Almighty God, because the hour the victory was declared by INEC was just few minutes to our usual time of worship, 12 o'clock. And I decided we should come to church, at least for today, in a different manner, to show this our God as a way of acknowledging the goodness of the Lord on all of us. Even though I'll speak and address Imo people tomorrow, I think it will be necessary to also use this auspicious moment to acknowledge before the church, the house of God, how happy we are today, Sunday, 12th of November, 2023, very historical date going forward. So I want to give Almighty God the glory for doing it again. want to thank God that we prayed, we asked, He answered us and granted our prayers. After thanking Almighty God for His goodness on us, I want to appreciate the commitment of our party, APC, from the national leadership and members to the state leadership and members for working so hard, showing extraordinary commitment before the campaigns, during the campaigns, and during the election management period proper. We will remain eternally grateful to our party. One thing I have observed is that once you are with God, and God has assured you and shown you the road to follow, fear not, for nobody will do anything. On that note, I want to thank in a very special manner leadership and members of Nigerian Labour Congress, Imo State Chapter. Under Reverend Wansi and members of TUC and Nigeria Union of Teachers, Nigeria Union of Pensioners, for standing firm. They were resilient in the face of every temptation. They stood by me because, according to them, we have a cordial relationship. And those who tried to use them hid under evil conspiracy. They resisted them, and they all came out en masse. Not only that, they endorsed me before the election. They kept to the commitment by coming out en masse to vote. Civil servants in Imo State, you have shown me love. I will also show you love. I want to also acknowledge the support of the traditional rulers in Imo State, the Council of Elders, for rising up to the occasion to defend the interests of Imo State. I will therefore use the chairman of Imo Elders Council as a point of contact to thank our elders in Imo State for a job well done. I will not forget the 27 local governments in Imo State, all the leaders and the citizens of Imo State, for coming out en masse. Never in the history of this state since democracy has any governor won an election in 27 local governments. For me, it's a mark of absolute confidence, which I pray to Almighty God to give me the strength not to. I will not stop if I don't congratulate the Independent Electoral Commission, who refused to be blackmailed. Because after our outing in Imo State in the first 4 years, given the sterling performance that we demonstrated, and as in reciprocation, the reaction of Imo people, through the determination of our belief that when something is good, eating increases the appetite. The more you eat, the more you want to eat. So they resisted the blackmail and they stood firm and did their job according to the law. Security agencies for rising to the occasion. We promised the Imo people will come home, that the environment will be enabling for you to come out and cast your vote. The security agencies mobilized. They were united, demonstrated very high sense of signage, worked together, and made Imo safe for election. I was elected when I got a phone call from outside the state telling me that what people thought that would happen to Imo is happening in other 2 states, and now Imo is the state that is safe. I want to thank all of you for that show of love. In 2019, you did it. We won. 388 polling units was excluded. Those who did it, rather than confess and say the truth, went into a campaign of calumny, took blackmail to high heavens, determined to make blackmail change lies to be truth. We suffered for 8 months, from the lower court to appeal court up to Supreme Court. And they continued to blackmail us. We were called all sorts of names. But if you recall, each time I speak to you people, I said, God does not change. So this victory is very dear to me because it is a way of vindicating our story, that the same God who did it has done it again. All I want to assure you is that what you have done, you have provoked me into more actions. So I've seen it as a mark of trust. So this confidence reposed on me. I shall not betray. I will work for you. Our story will be a good story. Imo State will be on the news, not for bad, but for good. I listened to the homily by the priest this afternoon. And wisdom. He already advised how best we can acquire wisdom. He gave an illustration with one of the foremost and greatest man of our time as a politician, Desam Bakwe. We may not be like him, but we'll do our best to be like him. So go home, relax. You have given me a brand new vehicle to drive. There will be no accident. I want to thank you. My heart is full of joy. But having thanked all of you, I want to single out this my young wife to thank her. Because I'm also grooming her as a politician. And she's learning fast. So I want to thank you, my dear wife. May the Almighty God that made this thing possible protect all of us and give us a reason to always celebrate for it. In the name of God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Ndewono.
Manabugi mujomemo amaraya. Imanabugi mujomemo amaraya. Imana bugi mujo mwemo amara ya jimata kamareda ake bucho mwamo